Hi, here we have another question from Iranian Mathematical Olympiad round number 1, year 1997. The question says, we have a square S that is from 0 to 1, and for each t between 0 to 1, we take point t on the x-axis and point 1 minus t on the y-axis. We connect this line. All the points inside this square and above this line, we call it CT. And we are going to take the intersection of all CT for t from 0 to 1. And this one we call it A. The question is to find the set A that we have. So here the answer is basically the set will be S, so the square intersected with the area above this curve that is given here, a square root of x plus a square root of y equal or larger than 1. First round of Iranian Mathematical Olympiad is usually consists of multiple choice questions. You get 3 hours for 30 questions, each question about 6 minutes. So this question was among a little bit difficult exercises to my taste. Maybe I spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes, try to solve the exercise and then come back and see the solution. Obviously, by eliminating the options, you can easily find the correct answer, but to really find it, maybe you need to think a little bit. Here, in the exercise, this example was shown basically for t equal to half. This will be the line and this is the area. And then you have to vary t from 0 to 1, draw all these lines and find the equation that is basically above this curve that is created. Now we are going to look at the solution. Obviously, if you have 2 points in a plane, x1, y1 and x2, y2, we can find the equation that connects these two lines. Y minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 times the slope, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So in this case, we know that we connect point t to point 1 minus t. Therefore, x1, y1 will be t and 0. So x is t, y is 0. And for the second point, x is 0, y is 1 minus t. So I can use these 2 points to find the equation of this line. Obviously, the equation will be y minus 0 times x minus t, this is x1 is t, and then 1 minus t minus 0, so 1 minus t divided by 0 minus t is minus t. And we can expand this. Basically, we get y is equal to x times 1 minus 1 over t plus 1 minus t. So we know that the slope of this line is 1 minus 1 over t. But we don't know exactly at which point this line is tangent to this curve. If I know that, then obviously we know the slope, we know the point, we can take the integration and we can find the equation of this line. But first we have to find at which point this line is tangent to the curve. Right, so this is the equation of the line that we obtained. Here I assume that if we move t by a little bit, so we make t plus delta t, and then we create a new line. Still, this new line is very close at the intersection with this curve. It will be very close to the previous line. Therefore, we can use this information to obtain what is the location of this intersection, basically the tangent. It's not intersecting, the tangent point. So if I write for this new line, y will be equal to x times 1 minus 1 over t plus delta t plus 1 minus t plus delta t. And because these 2 points are extremely close to each other, therefore the y will be equal. So I can equate these 2 terms to each other. So x times 1 minus this plus this is equal to this first term. And obviously we can simplify. 1 with 1 disappears, minus t with minus t disappears, x with x disappears, and this one can go the other side, minus delta t can go the other side. Basically what we obtain is the x times 1 over t minus 1 over t plus delta t is equal to delta t. We can take common denominator here. This will be t plus delta t minus t. So delta t will remain, delta t with delta t disappears. Therefore, x becomes t times t plus delta t. And that means if delta t goes to 0, x becomes equal to t2. So the point of tangent to this curve for this line, it's equal to t2. X is equal to t2. Now we have this information, we can basically rearrange this equation so that everything is expressed as x. So instead of t, we can write a square root of x because we know x is equal to t2, therefore a square root of x is equal to t. So the actual equation that we have is something like this: x times 1 minus 1 over square root of x plus 1 minus a square root of x. We expand this, so this is x, this is minus a square root of x, and therefore this will be minus 2 square root of x plus 1, and this can be written as 1 minus a square root of x power 2. We take a square root of both sides, therefore a square root of x plus x square root of y is equal to 1. And so the area on top of this curve will be a square root of x plus a square root of y equal or larger than 1. Therefore, the correct answer will be option D. Let's see what we have learned through this exercise. Be able to write the equation of a line passing through 2 points. This is very basic. You must all know about it. For multiple choice questions, you can sometimes eliminate the wrong options and basically identify the correct answer. So in this case, it was very easy to eliminate all the other options. For example, if you would consider one of the points on this curve, and then you can see that the points is not existing in other sets, and therefore you could easily identify that option D is the correct answer. All right, so that's the end of the video. See you next time. Bye.